Testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321321. That's staple to 321321.
If your body is starting to feel its age, it's time to fight back. BioTarget Regenerative Therapy targets pain at its source, rejuvenating your body's natural healing process. If you don't feel results after your first treatment, we'll refund the cost. It's our rapid results risk-free promise. End the creaks, crunches, and snaps in your joints. Call 904-92-REGEN. That's 904-92-REGEN to experience the transformative power of BioTarget for yourself. Targeted treatments, rapid recovery. Go biotarget.com for details.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
If it's time to replace your air conditioning unit, Snyder can help. Get 0% interest if you pay in full within 60 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust. Buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Become a foster parent with National Youth Advocate Program. We're licensing motivated foster homes who can foster sibling groups, teenagers, pregnant and parenting teens, youth with medical needs, and Spanish-speaking youth. National Youth Advocate Program provides 24/7 support to our foster families, comprehensive educational opportunities, and a holistic approach so they can better care for youth experiencing foster care. We'll help you get started at fostercareinfo.org or call 877-NYAPCAN for more information.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts. StopRex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The Pacers are in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 10 years, while the Celtics are there for the 6th time in the last 8 years. Game 1 in Boston tonight. The Pacers are the decided underdog in this series. ESPN's Austin Rivers.
We've been overlooking them all playoffs. They just keep surprising everybody. Nobody had them beating the Knicks. People thought they were even going to lose Game 7, even with the injuries of half the Knicks core, but they just keep playing well, and their bench has been fantastic. TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, Nembhard, all these guys have had an impact on multiple games.
Austin Rivers on Unsportsmanlike. Our ESPN radio coverage of Game 1 starts at 7:30 Eastern. The game also on ESPN and ESPN2. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg says the city's police department will investigate if officers followed proper protocols during Scotty Scheffler's arrest last week. Scheffler is facing multiple charges. The Stanley Cup playoffs move to the conference final round tomorrow night in New York, with the Rangers and Panthers playing Game 1 in the Eastern Conference Final.
Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. That's Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American classic for over 100 years. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show. Howdy. How y'all doing? 'Tis I, Aaron Schachter. Brian Middleton is with me, super producer extraordinaire, wearing his best El Chapo shirt. Looks tight, literally and figuratively. That's not a joke. I'm just saying, you're in good shape, bro. Just lost a bunch of weight. Don't tell HR I'm saying this about you. You're not allowed to say this at work anymore.
This is my El Chapo Jr. shirt, though.
I like it.
I feel like I can get it across the water. 17 will get you 5, but 15 will get you 10. That's what Jeezy taught me. That's what young Jeezy taught me.
Love it. Looks like you should be smoking a cigar in that room.
Tease me with a good time.
You like cigars? You don't look like a cigar guy.
Never had one before.
Yeah, I don't think
Matter of fact,
like
I got
it.
sick at aromas. Not aroma's fault. That's me. Aromas is fine. I know we do some remotes there, so I just want to press that.
Yeah,
but I can't handle being indoors there for longer than probably 15 minutes at a time. I got to be outdoors the whole time.
But shout out to aromas.
But I'll get me like a fake one, or I'll get me one and not light it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't wait to do that, matter of fact.
That's dope. Yeah, but that shirt, it all goes back to the shirt. Shirt's good.
Oh, yeah, Burlington. For people on the stream, Burlington.
Nice. Now, you are a Ross Dress for Less kind of guy.
Well, yeah, Burlington and Ross are usually in the same shopping
I understand it's
center.
the same tier, but they are rivals.
Are they?
I'm just saying. It's like you went shopping at the Tennessee Titans store.
Well, compete for my love.
I think they have.
I'm like, you remember when Flavor Flav had a, what do you call it? Flavor
of Love.
Yeah, that's what they're doing right now. Or when what's the rocker? I can't remember his name.
It was Bret Michaels.
Yeah, you remember that?
I do.
Yeah, compete for my love, Burlington and Ross.
Ladies love Bret Michaels, even to this day. To this day.
Oh, yeah, I should probably get ready for that. Hold on. Oh, it was ready. Here we go.
Yeah, Bret Michaels, they love him to this day.
To this day.
Exactly.
And that's how they sound, too.
He was recently in town.
Really? Doing what?
He was playing the Clay County Fair. He was headlining.
I thought you were going to say the ladies. I thought that was going to be the joke right there.
To this day.
Look, you're a good writer, Brian.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate your creative writing and your effort. Good stuff. But no, ladies love Bret Michaels. Ladies love Cool James. And ladies love that shirt, I'm sure. It's a beautiful shirt.
Well,
really pops. I think that's it for the shirt segment, though. I think, unless you got more on
I'm just
it.
saying, man, couldn't get the vote of confidence I was looking for.
Not so busy in the news today, Brian, but we do have the Ryan Nielsen press conference from yesterday that I wanted to get to.
Cool.
Overarching thoughts from the press conference. Hopefully you haven't watched it. I'd like to play these cuts to you for the first time. Ryan Nielsen, at least in the press conference, was really good about answering the same question over and over again differently. The thing that the Jacksonville media absolutely wanted to know was who he's putting where, how, and what the expectation is. And Ryan Nielsen's answer to almost all of that is, we're going to find out. We are going to find out. That is what this is starting to be about, these OTAs. We will not finish the discovery portion of that at the end of the week. We'll eventually find out. When we get to game day, believe me, we will have a depth chart. But it ain't now. Heard a lot of that in the press conference. We'll get to the specifics. Specifics on players that you know and love. Specifics on guys like we heard a little bit about Coach Peterson's opinion on Devin Lloyd. We heard more about Devin Lloyd in this press conference. Really one of the guys that I think has a bigger question mark by his name is Devin Lloyd. Because you don't know what version of Dev you're going to get in terms of the skill or what they're going to ask him to do. And at some point here soon, they got to figure out what they got and what they want to give. Because the clock is ticking on that contract. I'll tell you another guy the clock is ticking on the contract for, and that's Tyson Campbell. And they asked about Tyson as well. It was actually the first question in the press conference.
Good.
And so, well, you may say good that they asked. I don't know that you're going to hear anything in the answer that you like or don't like. A little bit of the talk that goes maybe not in angles. Maybe a little bendy, more so than angly and straight. Little circle talk for you.
Okay.
That being said, the questions were asked. I think the way the answers were given were interesting. And we can dive into what that all looks like. But it did get me thinking about something else that we'll talk about a little bit later. Specifically the Tyson Campbell, Devin Lloyds, Trayvon Walkers. These are contracts coming due soon that probably won't be small. I mean, Devin's probably smaller than the other two. Tyson's probably smaller than Trayvon's if they retain all of those guys. But it got me thinking about teams and their cores. Who gets paid and who doesn't? You look at certain teams and you go, well, if they're spending 50 on a quarterback, 45 or 55, somewhere in that $10 million range, who else are they spending the money on? And how much can you really spend? You know, you look at a team like the Bengals and you're like, oh, they got Burrow for 55. They're about to sign Jamar Chase for 30-ish. They're not going to trade Trey Hendrickson. They're going to sign him to a big deal. So clearly it doesn't seem like they want to do that with T. Higgins. We have an update on the T. Higgins front. How many of these guys can you sign to those kinds of deals? And then you pivot back to Jacksonville and you go, which of the guys do you think they're going to include in that core? Because there is a limited amount. It's not untapped riches. Unless, of course, all the guys agreed to the low-dollar contracts, and you know that's not going to happen. But let's do it. Let's jump into the Ryan Nielsen press conference. Like I said, one of the first questions that was asked, Brian, hockey's up if you don't mind, was about Tyson Campbell. And the question was, what are your first impressions? What have you seen so far? Do you like what you see? What do you got? And the answer you're going to get here from Coach Nielsen is kind of the answer you got on a lot of these questions.
We're excited about him. Heck of an athlete. Like, there's nothing he can't do athletically. He's a really smart player. Picked the stuff up. Guy's done a great job teaching him and fundamentals, technique, and then, you know, how he can operate within the scheme. Obviously, we haven't played any plays yet, so it's not, you know, so it's still, you know, today's day one. So we'll go out and we'll evaluate him again, but we're excited about him.
Technically, today is day two. That was from yesterday. But you get what he's saying. There's such a limited amount of things they've been able to do with these guys since Ryan's come on board. Teaching and learning. That is the top of the chart for them right now. They gave him playbooks. They asked him questions about the playbooks they gave him in the classroom setting and then on the practice field, pre-snap. He likes what he's seeing from Tyson Campbell. Now, if he didn't, I'm not sure that we would hear a ton about it. And granted, if also he didn't like what he saw from Tyson Campbell, you'd go, well, maybe there's a grace period here as the guys are learning. But that being said, that's not the report we heard back. The report we heard back is not only is he learning, but he's hyper athletic. He's picking up everything we're giving to him. He's capable of so much. That really was one of the concerns when Ryan Nielsen was hired here. Immediately people go, defensive scheme change, man instead of zone.
Okay.
These are press corners that we got to look at. And then you see some of these guys hit the trade block, specifically a guy like Marshawn Lattimore, who is a press corner, who has played with Ryan Nielsen. And you go, okay, is that more of a fit? Well, at this point, they're saying Tyson's a fit. They're saying Tyson is athletic. He can do whatever we ask him to do. And time will tell on that one. What about expectations of all the guys over the next couple of days? Like, Ryan Nielsen's situation is a little bit different than Doug and Press Taylor's situation in the OTAs in that a lot of guys on the offense have seen this playbook now for a couple of years. Granted, you got new guys coming in, rookies and veterans, free agents, trades, what have you. But on defense, almost nobody there has seen this playbook, if not nobody. I'd have to really look at the roster to see if anyone was with Ryan Nielsen last year specifically. But pretty much all of these guys are coming in fresh, trying to learn a new system. And we're not just talking about plays, we're talking about play calls, a language, the literal linguistics of the playbook. And so that was another one of these questions. You know, what's your expectation on what you'll get on these out of these guys over the next couple of days?
We've kept it, you know, base installations and things that we've done so far, and give the guys an opportunity to line, assign, get their eyes right, and then, you know, respond once the ball is snapped. So there's some things that we're focused on today. obviously there's no pads, so it's hard to evaluate in terms of making plays and things like that. But we want the guys pre-snap, down in stances, communication, things like that, important things in the game that we can really practice. And then, we're not getting around the quarterback. We're not, making tackles and things like that.
Hey, better not. You better not be getting anywhere close to 16 or either of the three guys in the quarterback room. Please keep those dudes upright.
You can get to Mac Jones now.
No.
Nah, Mac Jones up there. They're like, you could two-hand touch.
Do you not remember when Trev went down last year? We threw C.J. Beathard in there, and then C.J. got hurt?
Two-hand touch.
Maybe like close touch, not actual touch. Pseudo touch. Phantom touch. How about flag football instead? No touch. Flag football.
Well, you're still touching.
How about you shout it out as you run by? I got him.
I hit him. Yeah. Okay. I like that one.
Okay, good. Please, hands off the quarterbacks. I'll tell you another guy whose name constantly now comes up in these press conferences. I don't know how I feel about it yet. A part of me likes this question. Part of me is tired of it. But a few folks out there, and it changes from press conference to press conference, a few folks out there are very curious about what a guy like Ventrell Miller, what his role will be in this offense, in this defense.
Before you play that,
yeah,
why are you tired of the question? Just the amount of times you've heard it?
You've heard it a lot.
You know the answer?
No. You've heard it. Well, yeah, you know the answer based on the fact that you've heard it a lot this offseason specifically.
Okay.
Like, I think by my count, this is the fourth or fifth time I've heard a question about him. And it's like the guy hasn't even officially had an opportunity to get on the field and practice with these guys. So whatever you heard the first time isn't going to change to the third time or the fourth time. Interesting here on Ryan Nielsen, though. He gives an answer because the question was asked very specifically, a guy like Ventrell Miller, where does he fit in this defense? This was actually a theme at the press conference. Where do guys fit in? What positions will they be playing? What's the depth chart look like? Because questions specifically on the front and specifically in the secondary. They're all over the place. You don't know who's starting where in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Nielsen doesn't know who's starting where in the secondary. He says later on they've got an idea, but they know it'll change. And I think you could say the same thing about who's rushing the passer, when they're rushing the passer, from what side or what angle or what position they're rushing the passer. And so interesting to see him navigate the question that gets asked over and over and over, because a lot of guys might just get frustrated by something like that, having to repeat themselves. Guys, I told you already. We just don't know yet. Now, if that's one of your first three press conferences, you're probably off to a bad start with the media. That's not what happened with Ryan Nielsen. He handled it pretty well. But so the question about Ventrell Miller was also really about where is he fitting in this defense. Ryan Nielsen kind of zooms out. Yes, a little bit on Ventrell for half a second, but really, this is about everybody on the defense right now.
We told the guys this morning, there's no depth chart. You're going to get your reps out there. And so what are we looking for? Just like we talked about.
That's the second time we heard that, by the way. No depth chart. Now, that's kind of real, I believe, but also not really.
Josh Allen's like, what?
Yeah, there are names on the roster. You know where they sit on the depth chart.
Yeah, of course.
But to the point of the secondary, or where a guy like Ventrell or Travis Gibson or any of these new additions, Yasir Abdullah, any of these guys slot in, I don't think we're going to know for a while.
Snap, the stance, the communication, the adjustments. But again, we don't have pads on, and so we'll evaluate as much as we possibly can. And no one's making the team today.
This is an interesting point. No. You're laughing at it.
I'm only laughing there, and sorry to cut you off, because of just how direct it is. That's all. I love the fact that he's just like, hey, no one's making the team.
To me, that's an anxiety answer for folks.
Really?
People with anxiety, worried they're getting tossed out of the room.
Okay, from that perspective. Okay, yeah.
And he's like, look, put that aside.
Yeah.
Specifically for OTAs, you're not getting cut today. You're not getting signed to a 10-year deal today. We just want you to study the book. We just want you to be able to go out on the field and do the right motions pre-snap. That's all we're focusing on. I don't care if your name is Josh Allen or Ventrell Miller.
Nah.
We have a very small set of expectations that you need to excel at. And that's the gig.
Aaron, yes, but okay. Okay, yeah. No, yeah, I'm on board.
That's not what we're out there. We want to just get better as a unit, individually, position groups, things like that, and then get everybody as good as we possibly can going into camp when the pads get put on, preseason games, and this is a long process.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, Ryan Nielsen says. We got weeks, like 15 or 16 of them to go before we start playing some football.
And you know what else this does for me? A callback from how you were talking about Doug Peterson being asked a question about the draft class from last season. When are they going to get a chance to shine?
Totally.
Especially on the defensive side. This is a great, hearing Nielsen's response even in this right here is a great callback to that because it's like, hey, no depth chart for like 97% of you guys. So if you're going to do something on day one where we don't even have pads on, this is the time to start. Know the playbook, know what I'm giving you, be in the right positions, know the calls as best you can.
Play hard, learn fast.
Start to outshine people. You know what I mean?
Play hard, learn fast, you'll get opportunity.
Yeah.
Except for at the positions where we know who's starting.
It's the 3%. Don't you worry about that.
Well, they asked about Ventrell. I'm surprised this question didn't come before it. The next question was Devin Lloyd.
Excited about our linebacker group. They've done a really good.
You saw what he did there. You didn't say excited about Devin Lloyd, and it's not to say he's not excited about him.
You sure?
But he's coming off the Ventrell Miller question.
Yeah.
He knows he's got a Yasir Abdullah question locked and loaded somewhere.
Yeah.
We're excited about the group, guys. We don't have to do roll call here in the press conference.
Next question.
We're excited about the group.
Mm-hmm.
Job communicating. We've got some really good leadership in that position.
This is very interesting, not to keep stopping because I understand that annoys some people, and I apologize for that. But again, Ryan Nielsen raises this point. I'll rewind it for you for a second.
They're doing a really good job communicating.
This was something we heard from Josh Allen, actually. Josh Allen was asked about one of the main differences between Ryan Nielsen and Caldwell, and communication was like top of the list. And there was a story being told that goes, somebody had asked one of the players, how much did you guys communicate about alignments when things were starting to go bad and the defense was starting not to play very well? And the player basically laughs. Says none, zero communication about alignments with each other.
Yeah.
And the point was being made that it's the antithesis of what Ryan Nielsen wants to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things they're trying to teach in terms of make it not just a habit, but an instinct, a second nature, is this communication at all points in the game.
We've got some really good leadership in that position. Really important is we haven't aligned just a couple times against the offense. And so we've done a lot of self-work together and just their communication part, how they're handling it, and him as well. Break the huddle, get guys in line, making the proper calls. It's been good, So today will be another good test because we're actually going to be able to respond post-snap. And so we'll take that evaluation. But excited about the player. He's doing a really good job. Here's a guy that loves football. He's around all the time. Like he can't get enough of it. And so as a coach, you're like, all right, this is awesome. And so we'll take today and then, we'll work on tomorrow.
Devin Lloyd breakout season loading. Technically last year you could possibly call it a breakout season.
But
I really think he's going to shine this year. This is best case scenario for Devin Lloyd.
You locking
Ryan
that in?
Nielsen come in. Oh, yeah.
Locking that in?
Locking it in.
It's a long summer. You sure?
Locking it in.
Okay.
As long as everything stays copacetic. You don't want to see anything derail the plans. But if the season started today, I'm telling you Devin Lloyd is in for a big one. I think we'll see it. And that's only going to help guys like Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. I'm buying.
Oof.
Wholesale.
You get me excited. You get me excited in May? Mid-May? Come on now.
It's the Aaron Schachter Show. We're talking defense today, 904-362-9901. Jump in with your thoughts, predictions, reactions to the Ryan Nielsen press conference. I want to know. We'll be back in a couple of minutes here on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690. Partly sunny and breezy today. A very brief shower or two with highs in the low to mid-80s. A little cooler at the beaches where it'll be especially windy. Down into the 60s tonight and partly sunny tomorrow. Your Wednesday high in the mid-80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Proud to offer a huge selection of both lab-grown and natural diamonds at the lowest prices guaranteed.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjax.com.
Hey, boss, did you see the latest article in the Crooks R Us newsletter?
No, but I'm sure it's going to involve Safe Touch and probably give me a rash.
It says more people than ever are concerned about security, and Safe Touch Security, of course, is leading the way with new cutting-edge security systems.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it goes beyond security, too. Now Safe Touch has systems integrated with the home's thermostats, lights, door locks, and of course the encrypted security cameras.
Yeah, never home alone and never away from home. I remember the slogan.
Ooh, and now Safe Touch is running a special for existing customers to upgrade their system.
Look, Skippy, this changes nothing. The Crooks R Us Golden Rule is still in effect. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Now go find us a house without Safe Touch.
Got it, boss.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, existing Safe Touch customers can upgrade their system at 50% off. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Spring has sprung, and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages, including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate, or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
I'm sure many of you guys feel like you wish you could be as fit as you were in your 20s. The dad bod is really tough to shed. I'm Dr. Lance Snyder, and I did something about it through Dr. Rappaport at the Jax Aesthetic Center. I'm active, I played college sports, and I still work out a few times a week. Nothing worked. As a doctor and a dad, I want to be around as long as possible and feel good about my body. Dr. Rappaport put together a personalized treatment plan that worked. It was easy for me to make appointments, get to those appointments, and get back to work in time. I also recommend the Emsella chair for any urinary issues or ED. Dr. Rappaport has state-of-the-art treatment options for men. And the M-Sculpt Neo is an abs blast. 20,000 crunches in 30 minutes. Give yourself your own gift this Father's Day at the Jax Aesthetic Center. Build muscle and lose fat. Call or text today, 904-808-2455. That's 904-808-2455. You won't be sorry.
Jacksonville is the largest city in the contiguous U.S. in square miles. So when you have to cover breaking news over an area bigger than L.A., Phoenix, or Dallas, you need an advantage. Action News Jax, with a fleet of news-gathering drones to take you to breaking news live as it happens. And with more investigative reporters on the ground. In every local county, you're informed no matter where you live. Action News Jax. Local coverage you can count on.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Do you have unfiled tax returns or being threatened by the IRS that your wages are about to be garnished or bank accounts are going to be levied? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has professionals ready to fight for you. Their enrolled agents, tax attorneys, and CPAs have saved millions of dollars for taxpayers just like you. They won't just resolve your tax problems, they'll most importantly protect your wages, bank accounts, and all your assets from being taken by the IRS. Call for a free consultation. 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174 or go to alliestaxrelief.com.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Doorbell Show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Talking defense, specifically Ryan Nielsen's press conference from yesterday on the kickoff of OTAs. A lot of questions about the depth chart in this press conference. A lot of questions on where specific players belong in Ryan Nielsen's defense. What is your defensive philosophy regarding where these players belong? And more of that is coming. So we started with Ventrell Miller. The question was asked, where does he fit in? Then they followed up with, well, what have you seen from Devin Lloyd? We heard he likes what he's seen from Devin Lloyd. Dude's always around the football. It's good leadership. He's part of a very strong linebacking group. So then they followed up with this question, Brian. What position do you see a guy like Devin Lloyd or Ventrell Miller playing in your defense?
Amen.
Amen what?
Amen.
He's there to answer the questions.
They're searching for the truth.
Desperately. We got to know.
Tell us something.
He did.
They're linebackers, and where we
You know what?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, look at you.
What is
Ryan Nielsen with the best answer available?
they're linebackers, and where we play them and where we put them is it's going to this part of the year, and then up in first couple weeks in camp. We have an idea. We have a really good idea.
See, he kind of knows. He kind of knows.
But that's the part that they're asking for. The kind of knows part.
Yeah. Well,
but that's not what he's sharing right now.
Here's the he knows. You're right. Now, is it gamesmanship, or is he trying to learn it? Does he really need to learn the weapons he's got?
I don't think he would tell us even if he knew 100% right now in May.
I don't think it's gamesmanship. I think he's seen the tape. I think he's studied.
Okay.
But he hasn't seen any of these guys do what he wants them to do in his defense.
In real time, yeah.
I don't think he knows.
But we're still in that process of moving guys around. The more you can do, and I think you can play a lot of years in this league if you can do more jobs.
Preaching versatility here. We've seen that a lot on the offensive line as a trend in the entire NFL. If you play tackle, we're going to try you at guard too. And if you can play both, you'll be here for a while, even if you're not really that great.
Sounds like overworked and underpaid.
And so we don't want to just pigeonhole guys right now. And, hey, this is this. Now, there are certain guys on our defense that, are going to play a certain position. Devon Hamilton, he's going to play defensive tackle.
Interesting to start with Devon.
Yeah.
You know that, right? But some of these guys that can play 2 or 3 positions, we're going to put them at these different positions in these OTAs. It's a great opportunity to see what guys can do.
And this is basically the entire consternation over the secondary. You got a guy in Antonio Johnson who I think the fan base and really anyone who watched this team last year was convinced once they let go of a Rayshon Jenkins or a Darius Williams, once Trey Herndon was out of the way, I think Antonio Johnson was kind of penciled in by everyone for that nickel slot corner.
He was.
But I think they want him to play corner. They want him to play safety. They want him to play a hybrid. They want him to play all of those things. And I think he's not the only one in the secondary they want to do that with.
And then as we see their job and if they can do certain jobs, and we'll start to fine-tune the package and more for their skill set. But look, we're going to be on the ball and off the ball at the linebacker position. And so you'll see them if you're out there today. They'll be moving around. Mike, Will, Sam, all over the place.
All the fellas will be out there.
So it'll be a good evaluation. I'm excited. I really am excited about it. And I think our staff is really excited about that position group, and because we've got a lot of good players in our defense, but guys can do a lot of different jobs.
How great is it going to be to see 6 guys, 7 guys on a bull rush, just running, 2 guys free? Whew.
I mean, when you look at the Jags, roster specifically, you're looking at their front 7, but the linebacker group, I mean, I think that's what a lot of the fans, including myself, thought. You're just like, okay, Devin Lloyd, you saw what he did at Utah. Josh Allen showing up and showing out. I mean, at the time, Chason was, there. But you looked at the athleticism that the Jags had on paper, and you're just like, okay, if this ever translates on the field. So, with this new scheme, this new system, Got to be real with you. I told you, and survey says, I told you multiple times in the past couple of weeks, I won't believe until I see a Super Bowl trophy presentation handed to Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. But I got to be real with you. The excitement level after what you said in the A block, and now, just kind of thinking about potentially what this scheme could be. And if Devin Lloyd, if this is the breakout year, what this could be defensively, a little excited. Excitement's starting to creep just a bit, Aaron Schachter.
Consider this.
Yeah.
Not only is it Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, and a possible monster in Devin Lloyd, but you're forgetting that they signed one of the better pass rushers in the league in Eric Armstead.
That's right.
And then you got Devon Hamilton coming back from what Doug said, more like 2022 Devon. This could be messy for opponents. This could be messy for Jaguars opponents, for opposing quarterbacks. You just got to cross your fingers and hope the secondary looks good too. And by the way, the linebackers and the pass rush wasn't the only questions getting asked. Literally, the follow-up to where do you see these guys playing in the defense is that the same kind of philosophy when it comes to how you guys will line up in the secondary?
Hey.
Here's kind of where we're at with it is the depth chart. There's none.
Now, we heard that already, but he's going to go back in on it, and good for him. Good for him. Because this is the answer as far as he's concerned. Like, I can't tell you where Savage is going to play. I can't tell you where Darby's going to play. I can't tell you where Johnson's going to be.
Josh Allen was hitting him up multiple times in this press conference in real time. What you mean there's no depth chart?
He wrote back. He's like, don't worry. I'm not talking about you.
But yeah,
not talking about
that's what you're saying, man. Yeah.
Right now. So you're going to see a bunch of different combinations when you're out there because we want to see guys line up safety, corner, nickel. Like we want to see them line up at all these different.
He's not talking about Tyson Campbell. He's not talking about Andre Sisco.
Are you running out of secondary, man?
Just saying.
All
Those two guys, I don't believe he's referring to them right now.
Positions and give everybody an opportunity as we go through the OTA practices. It's really important. See the growth, what they can handle, playing different alignments and techniques and positions, pressure, blitzing, covering, fitting the run game, things like that. And so in the secondary, we've got really good depth, and we'll see how it goes out there. But really, play 1 today and play 8 is going to be a totally different group of guys out there in team period 1 and just so we want to see what the guys can do. And
it's a lot of seeing. Like at some point, you got to make the choice. Granted, I know that's not today. I know it's not this week.
No one's making the team today or yesterday.
That's true.
According to Ryan Nielsen.
That is true. But at some point, we do got to move forward with what we want to do. I just hope we don't sit there with the inaction for too long. I get he's got to learn. He's got to look at what he's got. He's got to understand his tools, just like the players have to understand their playbook. Ryan Nielsen has to really go in depth with the availability of what he's got in his pocket, what's in his tool belt. But at some point, we're going to need to make some decisions here.
Okay. That's what this part of the year is see how much they can handle their alignments, assignments, some of the techniques that they're using. And we're excited. I mean, it's awesome. It's day one, and it goes by fast, but guys have done a really good job up until this point.
He's happy. Sounds like he's happy. Worst question of the press conference came next.
Oh, man, where's the music?
Not only do we not have music, I didn't get the audio of the question. It was bad audio.
Okay.
But I'll tell you the audio. Because here's the thing. The question itself has interesting trivia, but I don't understand the purpose of the question. Maybe you help me. Maybe it's not a bad question, Brian. Maybe you're going to learn me something right now.
Okay.
The question was, did your ties to Coach Orgeron help you scout guys like Mason Smith and Jordan Jefferson? And if you don't know, Orgeron, when he was on the defensive coaching staff at USC, that's when Ryan Nielsen was a player at USC. Ryan Nielsen graduates USC and becomes a volunteer coach for Orgeron's defense. The very next year, Orgeron leaves. I forget what school he goes to, but Ryan Nielsen goes with him to become the defensive lineman coach. So they have a history of working together as player and coach as coach and coach. And so the person who asked this question, and again, I wish I knew voices better. I don't know who asked it. I have no problem saying their name. I believe the question was asked just to show Coach Nielsen, hey, I know this about you.
Oh, okay, a little showing off.
Yeah, like not even showing off, just like
doing a little bit of.
Hey, man, I did homework. I know who you are. I know your history.
Yeah, a little bit showing off.
To me, on the outside looking in, it feels like whoever asked the question was looking for an attaboy. Oh, look at you doing your homework.
Wonder how many of his fellow peer reporters rolled their eyes in their head.
Well, I'm not a peer, but I rolled my eyes so hard they detached from the veins holding them.
You got to get that checked out.
I really need to. Do you even want to hear the answer? Like, I don't understand the question. Why does it matter? Because here's the other part of it, Brian.
Yeah,
here's the
okay.
other. Like, what is the alternate universe where the answer is like, it helped way more than he would have helped anybody else?
Well, I don't.
Are you telling me Jenny Jones calls up Ed Ogeron and Oge's like, I don't know. Ask somebody else.
But you believe the question was basically, I guess, being an assistant or being mentored to a certain degree by Ed Orgeron. Did that really help you with scouting?
The question
guys
was
from
specifically, did your ties to Coach Ogeron help you scout guys from LSU, like Mason Smith and Jordan Jefferson?
Yeah, I don't get the question, but you never know. Sometimes you throw one of those questions out there and it actually does hit. Like he's like, you know what, as a matter of fact, but I don't know why he would give away his sources.
Put the question out there and does it hit? Survey says.
There's some phone calls being made to those guys for sure. Look, everything that they said was exactly who these guys are in terms of character, type of people that they are. They love football, really good guys, practice hard. I mean, they're out there going as hard as they possibly can.
Cool.
We're excited about them. So the future is bright for those guys.
What's the story? What was the reporter looking for?
Yeah, I don't know. We got to do some tracking, some voice tracking software, see if we can get them on. Just be like, hey, what were you thinking? Talk us through
Here's what the reporter was looking for. He was looking for Ryan Nielsen to stop the press conference and go, well, geez, I played for Ed Ogeron 20 years ago. That's good research.
Yeah.
Come on.
So they were trying to show off a little bit.
A little bit.
Trying to garner favor, maybe build some currency right now, so down the future. Maybe get a little bit of a
gross to me that
don't like that.
That might
don't
be
like
a
research.
thought. Well, no. Gross to me because we don't know if we're speculating. This was a thought from the reporter.
Okay.
Gross to me that the thought in the reporter's head might be, I'm trying to curry favor, build a repertoire because I looked at where you played 20 years ago.
I mean, you're shooting in the dark. As much as Ryan Nielsen doesn't know anything, allegedly, about the depth chart, allegedly, because he needs time to figure it out because he hasn't been around these guys.
Sure.
Same thing goes for the media. Hasn't been around this new guy. Okay? You may hear things. They may have called up the people up in Atlanta and been like, how is he? What can you ask him about if you have some ties to Atlanta? But you're just throwing stuff out there. And if he would have reacted a bit more, snarkishly, maybe you hold back from that. Maybe you push further in the future. But maybe you're just trying to curry some favor and, build a potential. I don't know. Boo. I don't get the actual question. You're right. I don't get what that became. But, it's a thought.
Shouldn't have been a question at a press conference. It should have been a note, a text, or something you say to your friend who loves LSU.
Wow. Very specific, that last one.
If you're on the phone with your LSU friend, you'd be like, hey, did you know Ryan Nielsen and Ogeron have a history? Like, what's the point to what you did in the press conference? I didn't get it. I thought it was a waste of time. Waste of time.
It's not the worst thing I've ever heard of people trying to curry favor in the media business, broadcasting business. That's for sure.
Well, the other thing is, how is this currying favor?
Well, I'm saying in an attempt to do so, if that's what the reporter was trying to do.
All right, let's say he was. How does that get accomplished?
I don't know. Maybe the attaboy. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe the attaboy. Like if I started off the next presser with 16 and been like, hey, William. Do you remember the press conference where they had Steph Curry and the guy said, "Hey, Wardell," and it popped him up. He was like, "Wait a minute, what?"
A perfect example of what I'm talking about.
He was like, "What happened?"
A perfect example. Yes.
If I was like, "Hey, Willie," "Hey, William," talk to me real quick.
Hey, Coach Nielsen, I know you used to shop at the Stop and Save back in 1984.
The Stop and Save.
What'd you think about their deli cut? Like, come on.
It was a deli. Okay.
I don't know what it was. To be honest with you. I never shopped there.
You remember Revco?
Nope.
Wow. Oh, yeah, you were in New York.
I had no idea what a Revco is.
You didn't do that.
Mm-mm.
Revco? No?
No.
Sold drugs.
Sounds great.
Prescriptions.
Oh. Sorry about that. Hey, are you interested where Darnell Savage is going to play in the secondary? Because I swear to God, even even after he was asked 17 times for other players, he was asked once again where Darnell Savage is going to do in the defense.
Aaron, let me guess.
He's aligning at nickel at safety in a pinch. I mean, he can run, and so we can put him in some man coverage situations.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Listen, man, Coach Nielsen does not believe in depth charts. Like, in general, okay? So, listen, maybe he plays safety, maybe he plays defensive tackle, okay? We
Two
just
things.
gotta wait till he hits the...
This is either a Saturday Night Live bit and I just didn't know, or they just didn't have questions for Ryan Nielsen. It might have been a shock to everyone that he was showing up at the podium today.
You're not happy with anything, Aaron.
I'm just saying.
You're not happy.
It's entirely possible they were passing around a roster going, all right, I'll ask about this, you ask about this.
Hold on. You're not happy about anything. Now, they're asking about the players on the team for trying to get some pertinent and relevant information.
True.
You're not happy with that.
No, I didn't say I wasn't happy.
Somebody tries to be teacher's pet, tries to curry favor, tries to one-up the rest of his peers there.
Gross.
And look, now you're shimmying like a Kappa.
So gross.
And like, what we doing here?
Yeah, man.
Aaron Schachter, you're not happy with nothing. You're right on both accounts, by the way, but you're just not happy with either one. And I don't know what the right answer is.
I was sitting there listening to this going, are you really going to ask this question? You just heard the answer 4 times. There was more, though. I don't want to cut him short.
So he's a great guy to have. Really happy that our front office and Trent, those guys, they brought him in. The guy's been fantastic in terms of just being around, learning the system.
Right.
Where does he fit in? And so today, he's he'll be all over the place, which is fun, and
Cool.
so really looking forward to getting out there with him and see where he's at and going from there.
Don't get me wrong. I like the versatility. I like the depth. I like the idea of having guys who can cross-train and play different positions. That's all good.
Can I take a guess at the next question? Let me take a guess. Next guest. Hey, Coach Nielsen, can you tell us about Adam Gotsis and what you've seen from him so far? The tattoo that he got last season and where that fits into your scheme.
It's a dope tattoo.
Yeah.
As opposed to Deshaun Watson's tattoo, which I didn't get to the other day.
I saw it on the –
I definitely want to talk about it. Have you looked at it?
No.
Oh, goodness.
I saw it on the rundown with the other stories and like, you know what? Shooting at Deshaun for no good reason. Well, probably
no good reason.
Probably great reason. But, that was great.
We'll get to Deshaun Watson at some point this offseason.
How many more clips? Because now I'm laughing. Now I'm hoping that there's 3 or 4 more.
There are 2 more questions.
There we go.
There are 2 more questions. One of them I like, and then one of them's a little bit more of the same. The one I like is this next one right here. Now, this is about where Josh Allen has already implied, Ryan Nielsen has already said with actual words that Josh isn't just going to be stuck on the right side all year. They're going to move him around. And so the question was asked to Ryan, we know you feel this way. You've said it. Josh has acknowledged it. Can you talk about how that fits into your philosophy? I don't think that's a bad question at all. Shout out to Mia O'Brien. She asked the question.
Look at you.
Little flowers.
Oh, Lord. Don't play a thing. Look at this moment in history.
When she earns it, I don't mind giving it to her.
At 1,544 hours on May 21st, 2024, Aaron gave his op, probably his number 1 op currently.
Not op.
And definitely an op. Definitely
nope.
At least one-sided.
I don't even know if we're on at the same time.
She's your op.
Okay.
I don't know, if she knows about us yet, but but she is your op, man. Okay?
Okay.
And you keep her straightened out.
Yeah.
You gave her props.
Well, she earned it. I like the question. I'm not going to hide from it. If she does something good, I'll give her credit.
Look at that.
I'll give her some credit.
I don't even know the hotkey to play. Go ahead
and
play it.
The problem is it's so few and far between.
See. Oh, I can't see.
Here was Ryan Nielsen's answer.
We want to have the best matchups for our guys to have success. And so we'll manipulate the front and coverage and things that we're doing to put our guys in the best matchups for them, and then ultimately play our best defense and win games.
It's almost like everyone should be doing something like this. How do we not think of this previously?
And so it'll always be designed around winning, and then a lot of that is football's a lot of it is a one-on-one game. And so during pass rush and things like that, we
actually love this point because poor Josh Allen was not only getting doubled last year, he was getting chipped constantly by running backs.
We want him to be, and the other thing that is, we don't want him just to be on the right side and they know he's right here all the time and they can chip or put a tight end to his side and take what he does away. We've got to beat two guys to get to the quarterback. And so if we move him, it makes it a little bit harder for an offense to find out and identify where he's at every snap.
Love it. Love it for a few reasons. Number one, the fact is Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen, despite being buds, play slightly different games.
Mm-hmm.
And switching sides, switching up tempos, switching up body styles and strengths, throwing Devin Lloyd in there, Eric Armstead in there, even rushing a guy like Foye, setting your corners or safeties. Love it. Love it. Ryan Nielsen's got me hyped. I'm in.
What's that mean? I'm in.
It means I believe. It means I believe. I believe by the end of the year, this team will be playing top 10 defense. Now, how long will it take to get to that level? Remains to be seen. It depends on which position on the field you're going to put all of your guys in the secondary and in the front. But I'm buying it. I think this is a nasty, dangerous defense this year.
Okay.
Still room for improvement, but I think it's going to do some work. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Talking defenses first hour, 904-362-9901. Your reactions to the Ryan Nielsen press conference.
Hi, everyone. Terry Norvell here, along with Patrick Young from the Young and Norvell Show.
Our show is going great, and we are looking to grow the show with some new advertising partners.
If you're a business owner looking to market your product or service to a male, high-income, and college-educated audience, we are the show for you.
Just reach out for more information with a call or a text to 904-305-7526.
That's right. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll put together a budget-friendly marketing plan on our show exclusively for your business. Call or text me, Terry Norvell. That number again, 904-305-7526, and let's get you on our team.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Jacksonville.
International soccer returns this summer. Don't miss your chance to see teams from the biggest league in the world here in Jacksonville as they compete for the first trophy of the season, the Stateside Cup. Be there when Premier League clubs Wolves and West Ham take the pitch July 27th at Everbank Stadium, home of the Jaguars. With the series trophy on the line, competition will be fierce. Tickets on sale now for as low as $35. Buy your tickets today at statesidecup.com. That's statesidecup.com.
Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Wenner is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had zero losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Jacksonville Cougars. It's me, Soccer Sam from Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizzeria is now open in Jacksonville, Florida. Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. $10 daily deals, dine-in beer and wine, and delivery. Salvatores.com.
Can you fly, Snyderman?
I wish.
Do you have super strength?
Above average for my age.
X-ray vision?
Nah.
Then what makes you a superhero?
Our AC is out.
Duty calls, kids.
Snyderman saves the day with affordable preventative care plans that keep systems operating at peak efficiency all year long. Get your preferred customer plan at SnyderAC.com today.
You're my hero, Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust. Buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
Back on the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. About to break for the Sports Center in a few minutes. But before we do, just wrapping up these thoughts and notes on the Ryan Nielsen press conference. If you look at the defensive starters on the team, Brian, we've been talking about how the depth chart isn't necessarily formulated, but we know Eric Armstead is going to start at defensive end. We know Roy Robertson, Devon Hamilton is going to start at nose tackle.
Mm-hmm.
We know Roy Robertson Harris is going to start. You got Mason Smith behind those guys. You got Adam Gotsis, Tyler Lacey, Jeremiah Ledbetter, and then the wonderkind 7th-round pick Miles Cole. So maybe they don't know where those guys slot behind them. We know Josh Allen is going to start. We know Devin Lloyd, Foye Oluokun, and Trayvon Walker is going to start.
That's not what look, I don't know any of that.
I do.
There's no depth chart.
I've seen it.
We don't know anything.
Now, you don't know behind them. Are they still high on Chad Muma, Yasir Abdullah, Deshaun Dixon, Coleman, Summers, Parker, Ventrell Miller, Travis Gibson? There are lots of guys in that group. When Ryan Nielsen talks about loving that linebacker group, he's got like 15 guys to choose from.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't know who's coming up behind the guys, but they know who's starting. Now, when you get to the secondary, you know Tyson Campbell's starting. You know Andre Sisco is starting. What you got to figure out is Ronald Darby, Antonio Johnson, Darnell Savage, Terrell Edmonds, maybe even a guy like DeAndre Prince. Where's Dewey fit in? Eric Hallett. Lots of names back there.
Lots of names.
I think that's what they're figuring out. I think you have possibly two openings at starter where there's still questions. Maybe 3. Maybe. But pretty much you know. So as mysterious and vague as that press conference was, Brian, we kind of know. Right?
That's not what Coach Nielsen told me.
We kind of know. Just like we know it's time to go for a little bit. The Aaron Schachter Show will be back right after the Sports Center. You want to join us, you can hop in at 904-362-9901. Back in a couple of minutes.
Howard works from home. I try to keep things professional. But stuff happens. Now Howard and his wife are working with Community First on a home equity loan to make renovations to his home with no closing costs and special low rates, so Howard can build the office of his dreams. So live your best life with Community First. Learn more at communityfirstfl.org. Member NCUA.
Spring has sprung, And tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages, including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate, or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com. Investigative journalism. It's the difference between the Action News Jack style of news and everyone else's.
I'm Ben Becker. This scam is targeting residents on the South Side.
We investigate so you're crystal clear how a story impacts you.
I'm Emily Turner. Look at the fine print because you're still getting billed.
Because our reporters don't just tell you what happened. We break down how it affects you and your neighborhood, which is why people are putting their trust in us. Action News Jacks at 5 and 6. It's local coverage you can count on.
Dave Binion here with Zero Res. I love living in Jacksonville, where we have so many families who serve or have served in the military. I am so grateful for their sacrifice to keep us safe. If you have a family member who is on active duty or is a veteran, now is the time to call Zero Res. Right now, get a 25% military discount on everything we clean. That's 25% off carpet cleaning, tile and grout, upholstery, or Oriental rugs. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
I'm sure many of you guys feel like you wish you could be as fit as you were in your 20s. The dad bod is really tough to shed. I'm Dr. Lance Snyder, and I did something about it through Dr. Rappaport at the Jax Aesthetic Center. I'm active, I played college sports, and I still work out a few times a week. Nothing worked. As a doctor and a dad, I want to be around as long as possible and feel good about my body. Dr. Rappaport put together a personalized treatment plan that worked. It was easy for me to make appointments, get to those appointments, and get back to work in time. I also recommend the Emsella chair for any urinary issues or ED. Dr. Rappaport has state-of-the-art treatment options for men. And the M-Sculpt Neo is an abs blast. 20,000 crunches in 30 minutes. Give yourself your own gift this Father's Day at the Jax Aesthetic Center. Build muscle and lose fat. Call or text today, 904-808-2455. That's 904-808-2455. You won't be sorry.
Meet Mike Lester.
Talent is not going to be the right choice for every single person out there, right? Because everybody is different. We do well when our clients do well. We're literally sitting on the same side of the table with them. We're in this together.
Yeah.
When you do well, I'll do well. Once we have that understanding, then we can come up with a plan that's designed to help you be successful in retirement.
Find out more at guardingyournestegg.com.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida license D056341.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Coming off the best shooting performance in NBA playoff history, the Pacers move on to Boston tonight for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics. ESPN's Kendrick Perkins.
So the time is now for the Boston Celtics. It's not next year or whatever the case may be. No, it's now. It's now. It's either championship or bust. If they don't win the championship this year, it's complete failure.
Kendrick Perkins on Carlin versus Joe. Coverage of Game 1 tonight at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio. The game also on ESPN and ESPN2. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel says quarterback Tua Tagovailoa missed some, but not all, of the team's offseason program. He's in the last year of his rookie contract and hoping to get a long-term deal. Tagovailoa led the league in passing yards in 2023. The Penn State Board of Trustees approves a $700 million renovation for Beaver Stadium. The work should be done in time for the 2027 college football season.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Wednesday, I'll tell you why an NBA title for Anthony Edwards and the Wolves would be one of the most impressive runs we've seen in decades. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. I believe it's is it a Tuesday? It's a Tuesday edition on a Tuesday.
You sure about that?
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay.
2 minutes past 4 o'clock, 58 minutes till 5. And the countdown continues. Brian, you just got back from a trip.
Oh, that's where we're going. Yeah, I did. Yeah, man.
I'm not going. You went.
I was in the Lone Star State.
Dallas for a city. I like Dallas.
Stars at night.
Do they shine so bright?
Oh, I thought they were big and bright. Is it shine so bright?
I think that's big and bright. I think you might be right about that.
No, shine so bright.
You grew up in a small town in Georgia, though, right?
Yeah.
So you're used to seeing the night sky and the stars in the night sky?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Because I grew up in an area where it was kind of hard to see, for real.
You grew up in the mean streets of the 5 boroughs.
I'm just saying there was a lot of lights in the neighborhood that are always on.
Yeah.
So you couldn't necessarily see the stars as bright as maybe you see it out in the sticks.
Sponsored by law enforcement. The lights were always on.
Yes, they were.
Because y'all was cutting up.
I got a few relatives in Alabama.
Do you now?
Yeah, Birmingham.
Gotta meet them.
Beham, yeah.
What is that like if Aaron was...
In-laws.
Oh, okay.
In-laws.
Not really claiming them. Like claiming them by
No,
default.
I am.
Okay.
No.
I got family out there, but
no, I love
they're
these
not
people.
blood.
No, they're pretty close to blood at this point. I love these people. But that being said, they live out in Birmingham, Beham.
Okay.
And I've spent a little time out there. And man, the sky out there looks way different than it looks here or back in New York or anywhere that I've been.
Got you.
And I'm wondering if you had that same experience out in Texas.
I don't know.
Because Dallas is one of those big cities with lots of lights.
I will say it was the fastest sunset. The sunset was scary. Let me say like this, because, it was great. The sun was, it was huge, right? Everything's bigger in Texas.
The sun is big, yes.
Right?
I don't think it's any bigger in Texas than it is in other places.
No, it was huge. Now, the sunset, I think it was much bigger than what I see here in Florida.
I'll go with it. Sure.
The sunset, I kid you not, in less than 60 seconds.
Wow. That's fast.
I looked up, was driving, looked up. I was like, yo, that's immaculate right there. Immaculate.
You really felt a certain kind of way.
Man, I looked down, you know what I'm saying, to change the music on the phone.
You really should be keeping your eyes on the road.
Looked up again, sun was gone. I was like, yo, that's scary. That's not human.
Yeah.
I mean, the sun's not human, but you know what I mean?
It really isn't.
That's not American. Or, you know what I'm trying to say. It's not American either, but I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
That spooked me out. I was like, no way that huge star is already, on the other side of the world. That's what it does, right? It rotates them.
It is a little bit wild when something that big that we're not in control of does something that we have no control over, and we're just left to look.
Like, what if the sun decides one day, like, you know what? I'm going to move out of orbit.
I really feel like it's the end of it for everybody.
Okay, yeah, I hear that's how it works.
Pretty sure it's over.
Here we're like perfectly placed.
But I like to spend a little time on Reddit. One of these videos getting passed around Reddit these last couple of days is an asteroid that passed through the sky. I want to say it's out in Europe, although it might be South America. In any case, it's the night sky, and it starts as like a little twinkly blue light that grows into the stereotypical asteroid-looking huge fiery ball with a fiery tail behind it. but it lights up the whole sky.
Oh, wow.
Almost bluish.
Wow.
And I can only imagine, like, standing there on the ground looking in the sky going, there is nothing I can do about this.
Not at all.
Like, I'm just, whatever happens next is going to happen. I got no say in it.
Hopefully I make it.
I'm not hiding in a car. I'm not hiding under the bed, because if something bad happens, it's happening to everything.
You know what, Aaron? I've been making a mental list.
Oh.
And then you just gave me another thing to put on the list of things that potentially happened to my old phone. An asteroid might have hit it. I have no idea.
Well, this was the big highlight of your trip. You ended up losing your phone.
Yeah. I lost it.
Now, did you leave it somewhere, or did it got wrecked?
The working hypothesis is, okay, as my infectious disease doctor used to tell me when I was like, so how did I get sick enough to, lose my old heart?
Sure.
Like, the working theory is, I'm like, okay, doctors really say that.
Yeah,
Good
sure.
guy. I can't,
He just doesn't know much about medicine. You may want to find someone.
Whoa, huh?
Well, just
what
saying,
I learned
instead
today,
of a
Aaron disrespects my doctors. Oh, okay.
Instead of a working theory,
right.
maybe he gets something a little more concrete.
Why don't you draw some blood? No, I don't draw no more blood. But yeah, I think what happened was I put my carry-on on top of my car. I'm back to this part of the theory.
All right.
And then I put my phone on top of the car as well. Now, the carry-on much bigger than my phone.
So you saw it.
Yeah, so I put it in there, and I'm rushing, right? Because I'm landing on a Monday, and I'm coming here straight to work. With all the airport
From the airport?
grime. All the airport grime was on me, all the international
That's miserable,
coughing and sneezing.
Miserable.
All on me so I can spread it to everybody here in
You don't
Cox
care about
Media.
none of that. I'm just talking about getting off a plane and heading to work. I need at least a half day to recover.
Yeah. That's cool. It was a short flight. It was 2 hours. It was great. Anyway, so, I get about a minute out of the booth because I paid, my parking meter, whatever you want to call it, the
Sure.
people that'll let you out. And I make a turn, and I almost hear something like
clink, clink.
Yeah, you've heard an acorn hop on, jump
hit
on
the
your
car. Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
There's a certain noise that happens that doesn't sound like glass. That sounds like it's something hitting your car.
No trees around. So I'm like, can't be an acorn. Plus it's summer. I think they start growing now. They don't fall off until closer to like October. Anyway, I'm thinking all that. And I'm just like, surely I don't need to stop and see what that was. So I get all the way here. And then it happens. I get my wallet. I got my keys. I grab my phone because I'm just running straight up here.
So this is, all right, well, already questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got here to Jacksonville to work before even reaching for your phone since you got in the car in Dallas.
Yeah.
That is not normal.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, not anyway.
Oh, you're still there. Okay, camp out there. Then.
You're not 70 years old.
Uh-huh.
How are you not reaching for the phone once during the entire excursion? Like at the airport?
Calling me?
No. You don't have a boarding pass on your phone?
Sure. But I'm already back in Jacksonville.
Oh, you had landed and put the phone on top of the car.
Yeah.
I
my
thought
bad.
this was in Dallas.
No, I'm not clear. I'm sorry. I wasn't clear.
Oh, this is a little different now. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm right out here in this parking lot where it's July 5th more days than not. And it was July 5th on Monday. I'm just like, okay, it's
Empty
Memorial
parking
Day?
lot, sure.
Yeah, I had to look and make sure it was a Memorial Day.
Listen, man, it's the week before a holiday week.
So 4 cars out there. 4. Cool. Plenty of parking.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't find my phone. So then I turn on my little Bose headphones because I'm like, all right, maybe let me just figure out where it's at. I've left it in the car. It's dropped in the little crevice before. But if I hear it connect, I can exhale and come back down.
Me and you have similar taste in headphones.
Yeah.
So I know that the Bose lady comes into your ear and she's like, I can't connect, bro.
It goes to my iPad after 3 chances. I'm like, ugh. And I go instantly to that sound effect. And I'm like, that phone's done. So then I come up here. I get the show started that's going on, the Young and Norvell show, by the way. And I call from the landline.
You called your phone?
Yeah. Silence, voicemail. I'm like, it's not
no
even
rings.
Ringing. And it had 100%. It had 100%. So my working theory is it fell off. It didn't break because it had, a nice little case on it.
You got the OtterBox going.
But then a Mack truck, another Mack truck, a Tesla or 2.
You don't think a nefarious ne'er-do-weller picked it up?
They couldn't get in. They haven't done anything. They can't even get to the SIM card. So, it is what it is. Anyway, Aaron, so the big crux of this story is this. So when I was talking to you yesterday about it, I was just like, man, I couldn't do a lot of stuff at work. I couldn't get into my email. I barely was able to get to Adobe.
All this two-factor authentication that all the jobs require now, so no one gets hacked anymore. At least here, you need a fingerprint, you need a password, you need an email account, and it's connected to your phone.
Yeah.
If you can't sign in through your phone, you can't sign in.
And so that brought me to, and I promise you, man, I'm wrapping up right here, but I had to play this. So it brought me to this theory right here. Because I told you this, and I told you this again in the break.
All right.
I felt helpless without the phone. And I was like, holy smokes, this is how the Illuminati gonna get us. To be indentured servitudes in perpetuity. Say that 3 times
Yeah,
fast.
exactly. It's a lot of syllables. I like how you think the Illuminati still hasn't gotten us yet.
They're working on it.
Oh,
okay?
cool.
They just about finished with Kanye. So here's the deal. And Diddy. So here's the deal. Like, your phone, people pay from it.
They do everything.
You try to get on Outlook, can't get on Outlook.
Emails.
I mean, your Venmo, your Cash App.
All your bank accounts, your contacts. You can't talk to any friends.
You don't even know phone numbers, right? You're stuck. You might as well be on an island.
Can't show people what you ate for lunch.
Illuminati gonna make it so that they can have control over your phone the same way they have control over electric cars. You won't be able to eat. You won't be able to go to work. You won't be able to kiss your wife good morning unless you do exactly what they say. They got to unlock your phone. They're going to have control over your phone or some type of device like that. And the rest going to be history, man. It's already trending that way. I realized that yesterday, man.
It's a rare thing.
Introspective.
That someone your age loses their phone and doesn't find out for an hour. It's rare. Most people are reaching for their phone like every couple of minutes. You get in the car, maybe use your phone to listen to something. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's in your pocket.
Radio. I listened to the radio
Maybe
that one
you use
time.
your car for nav. Maybe use your phone for nav or something like that. Maybe you're like, oh, man, I just remembered something. Let me leave myself a note.
Yeah.
But you're a different kind of guy.
So then I went to T-Mobile, and I got a phone that I could pay for straight up. And the people didn't want to help me to the very end because they knew that I was like, yo, no, I just need something I can buy right now.
Yeah, like I don't know if they work from commission or not.
But either way.
But if they do.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't blame them, by the way.
No one's looking to help you on that phone.
I'll be like, yeah, we'll get to you before we close at 8, but it's 4 o'clock right now, so.
Oh, you need that phone? Here's a quarter. Take it over to the machine at the front door. You spin the thing, you get a piece of gum and the phone as well.
There you go. Yeah, man. And it looks like it does stuff. I told you that, too. It looks like it does stuff. It don't really do anything.
I was going to say, I looked at it. It had
numbers.
4 cameras on the back.
That's,
3 of them are for show.
4 of them for show. If I showed you the camera picture. All 4 of them are just,
you got
had to put them on here.
You got the headphone jack in there. No one's got one of those anymore.
Yeah, right. Since like 1988.
I'm saying you go retro.
It'd be like, and it comes with a CD player as well. Anti-skip. But it makes calls.
Which you don't really do either.
Text me.
You don't answer texts.
I do answer your text.
Occasionally.
No, not occasionally. Don't do that.
Well, you don't not answer the text.
There you go.
But.
Now we're on the same side. Now we can stop right there.
If I text you at 8:30 in the morning or 9 o'clock, whenever you're up and around, because that's usually when you're texting me, it'll be a few hours before you get back to me.
No. Nah, that's incorrect.
Yeah, it feels like we text via carrier pigeon sometimes.
Nah, we're not gonna do that, Aaron. I don't like that. I don't like your, what did you say yesterday? Your gross misrepresentation.
Yeah, you had a gross misrepresentation of the words I was saying. Libelous and defamatory. But that being said, what this experience told me about you is that you don't really care about your phone.
Hold on. One more thing. So the person in front of me at the first T-Mobile I went to 2.
Customer?
Yeah.
Okay.
This little dude walks in.
Short king.
Like I want the iPhone.
Talk your talk, short king.
Hey, I was with him because I was invested. He was like, I want the iPhone because he was waiting with me. So I was like, I'm glad somebody's going to get here. Dude's like, the new one, like the 15, I guess. He's like, yeah. It's like,
is that
cool.
what they're up to?
I think so.
All right.
He goes in the back, he gets it. He's like, it has everything in there. Does it have it has the cord or whatever? Does it have the charger? And the dude was just like, it only comes with the cord. I'm like, boy, Apple, y'all some hustlers out there.
Yeah.
He's like, give me the block too. I'm over here. It's like, I think $1,500, right? If I remember, $1,599 before any of the taxes.
Oh, he's just buying it straight up.
My man says, I'm not financing nothing. Can I pay for this right now?
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
This guy's working at Wacko's on the weekend.
I got a $99 phone over here, my boy. Now I was in the struggle with you. What's another $100? if you could just throw that on there.
Oh, you're looking for a handout. Way to go.
Why not?
No, way to go.
No, why not?
Real proud.
I'm asking you, why not, though?
Real proud producer of this show going around asking for handouts.
Yeah, you're disgusting. I can show you the W-2 of why. Now, since we're going to go down this path.
I can't believe you were shocked that Apple won't give you a charging block.
I have an iPad that I got in 2015. I don't have anything else Apple other than the Fiji apples.
They nickel and dime you on everything. Everything. That was what the whole USB-C cable was about. They wanted to do lightning cable.
Yeah.
Because they want to charge you for cables.
Yeah.
And they want to charge you for connectivity.
Boy.
Despite the fact that the laptop and everything else runs on USB-C. Every other phone in the universe runs on USB-C. Apple, no. You want USB-C? Got to buy a dongle. You want to listen to USB-C headphones? Got to buy a dongle. Dongle's going to run you $30 to $50 on top of the wire, which is going to run you another $30 to $50.
Personal foul.
I know it's a thing. I don't know what it is.
You don't like the word dongle.
Yeah.
You know, Brian, I think you're a little too immature.
Personal foul.
Just don't say it twice so closely when you're talking to me.
Dongle?
That word. So ultimately, though, my man paid for it and scooted on out. I was like, all right, appreciate
With his
you.
dongle in hand.
That's what he did.
Which is really not where you should keep it when you're out in public.
Oh, really?
You
Where should you keep your dongle?
In the bag. Still wrapped up. You don't want to lose it is what I'm saying. You could put the dongle on top of your phone, on top of your car, and then it rolls off just like your phone did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot one more piece.
Oh, cool.
So they tried to make me, not make me, but they were trying to push me to do the, what do you call it? You pay the deductible insurance.
Oh, yeah, I love me some insurance.
For the last phone. But I was like, but this new phone right here will be new, and it's $50 less than me paying the deductible for me getting another phone.
Yeah, but then you'd get an actual functioning phone.
My phone makes calls.
Not this knockoff Samsung or whatever it is.
T-Moo. I see T-Moo special, blue light special. I like T-Moo.
Yeah, cool. I just, I wouldn't
You can't do it. I know
wouldn't
you.
be able to.
You got, listen, well-deserved. You move in different circles now. It's well-deserved. You've gone through your struggle. This is not one of those knocks where I'm just like, you're being rich. You always been like, no, you've been through your struggle. And like, listen, now you just like, hey, listen, give me the iPhone 16. All right, you get on the phone with Apple.
Don't insult me. I'm not an iPhone guy.
Well, I don't know. What,
I mean, you're making jokes, but I've been like a psycho fanboy for my Android.
Okay.
For like 15 years.
Well done.
Like on release
That's
day.
the right answer.
On release day, I used to be at the Verizon store.
I ain't say all that.
Now on release day, I'm on the Google store website. Literally. 2 years out of the last 3, they didn't have it on the website. I lost my mind, started calling Verizon customer service trying to get some help. Like psychotically need it the first day. So to hear you go, I think it happened. I think I lost it at this point. I didn't know because I didn't see it for another 45 minutes to an. I couldn't imagine a world in which I'm not at least reaching for the phone within the hour.
Aaron, I paid $600 for that phone December 2020. And I was going to run with it for another year or 2. You know what I mean? But I was like, never again. Never again will I pay for a phone straight up like that.
The value you got, $120 bucks a year.
Yeah.
Woo. That's good stuff. Now, if you had a real phone, you'd be having some fun.
Until I left it on top of the car and the acorn sound hits.
Hey, you'd be sitting there too busy looking at Sophie Hall's Instagram page to want to put the phone down.
Don't tease me with a good time.
If you had a screen with OLED.
Make that happen.
Or AMOLED screens.
Boy, I don't
Instead,
even,
you got
hold on. What did you just say?
An OLED screen. Those are the good screens.
AMOLED?
There's AMOLED, AMOLED.
I thought you said an oily screen. I was like, what is happening right now?
You remember those old baseball cards with the holograms? You kind of turn it side to side?
Okay.
That's kind of the screen you got right now.
Oh.
You're like, you want to see this video move? You got to turn it a little side to side.
You got to put some work in to see movement on the screen.
You want to charge this phone? You got to hook the wire up to your bike and start pedaling real fast.
If I'm looking at Sophie Hall's Instagram, though, I'll move the screen.
And the bike very fast. You'll be all energized. Well, I'm happy you got a phone.
Me too.
Now you can go back to not texting me when I text you. It's fine.
Oh.
It doesn't hurt or anything. No, I just sit there going, oh, man, we're real great friends. We're real close.
Is that what it is?
Seriously, though, congratulations. Way to go. Way to go.
I'm still waiting on, once you break that endorsement for the show with a new with a new phone carrier, I'm going to use that. You know what I mean? I'll be a perfect spokesperson for that as well.
This is why we all get into radio. We're looking for freebies. Half my wardrobe is free T-shirts. Just ask Brent. He funded like most of it.
Hey, that Dream 18 hoodies, short sleeve
You like
thing.
that? That's cold.
Fire.
A couple of Action Sports Jack shirts as well. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Back in a minute on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny and breezy today. A very brief shower or two with highs in the low to mid 80s. A little cooler at the beaches where it'll be especially windy. Down into the 60s tonight and partly sunny tomorrow. Your Wednesday high in the mid 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Proud to offer a huge selection of both lab-grown and natural diamonds at the lowest prices guaranteed.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjax.com.
Jacksonville Cougars. It's me, Soccer Sam from Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizzeria is now open in Jacksonville, Florida. Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. $10 deals, dine-in, beer and wine, and delivery. Salvatores.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, an avocado consultant from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Dave Ortega. Okay, Dave, here's your question. Your house is not bad in the morning, but by the afternoon, your AC can barely keep up, even with the curtains closed. What do you do?
Oh, can I buy a vowel?
Not that kind of show, Dave.
Can I spin the wheel?
Yeah, we don't even have a wheel, Dave.
Can I phone a friend? Oh, can I call Bueller?
That's right, Dave. Call Bueller Air and Plumbing to assess your home's airflow and sunlight patterns and let us optimize your air conditioning so that you are cool.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Well, you gotta get out more, Dave.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Rich Jones here. Investing can be more about just filling a bank account. It's about having a secure retirement, protecting your family. Let DLP Capital help you to protect your why. Here's CEO and founder Don Wenner.
I started DLP Capital with an expectation that I could provide my family, my investors, my team members, and the families of my investors with awesome returns, limited volatility, and no losses, all while providing desperately needed affordable housing to the American workforce.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial ** invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Jacksonville is the largest city in the contiguous U.S. in square miles. So when you have to cover breaking news over an area bigger than L.A., Phoenix, or Dallas, you need an advantage. Action News Jax with a fleet of news-gathering drones to take you to breaking news live as it happens. And with more investigative reporters on the ground in every local county, you're informed no matter where you live. Action News Jax. Local coverage you can count on.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
If it's time to replace your air conditioning unit, Snyder can help. Get 0% interest if you pay in full within 60 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 181330. And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go! Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Norvell Show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Little backpack hip-hop and the bump music. Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Some real gritty city stuff. Almost said the wrong word there. Get on the button. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Aaron Schachter with you. Brian Middleton behind the glass. We've been talking Jaguars and defense, although we took a quick detour to Brian's Dallas trip. I do want to reset and get back to sports here, because the story broke a little bit earlier that I find fascinating. Fascinating. You guys may remember the name Jaden Rashada. Jaden was all set to be the quarterback at Florida. Then it all came crumbling down. And now we're learning a little bit more about that. This comes from John Talty at CBS Sports, doing the reporting on this today. Georgia quarterback Jaden Rashada filed a lawsuit against Florida coach Billy Napier, Top Gators booster Hugh Hathcock, and former football staffer Marcus Castro Walker. And he sued them over a failed NIL deal that would have paid the quarterback $13.85 million, according to the suit filed in federal court on Tuesday. I got to imagine that number is a prorated 4-year number. Find it hard to believe that would be a single-year number, especially when you look at some of the guys and what they make in NIL right now. I believe your top 3 in college sports are Shedeur Sanders at $4.6 million a year. It's more than he's going to get paid in the NFL, even as a number 1 pick in his first year. Livy Dunn, may know that name. What is she, gymnastics at LSU? Something like that.
That's correct.
Paul Skeen's girlfriend. $3.9 million a year for gymnastics. Winking a nod to that one. We all know what's going on there. Bronny makes a ton of money. Another wink and a nod, by the way. We all know what the deal is there. $3.7 million. Travis Hunter and Arch Manning rounding out the top 5. But the bombshell lawsuit, which features an unprecedented action of an active SEC quarterback, the Georgia quarterback, suing a sitting rival head coach, the Florida head coach, in the most notable NIL-related lawsuit to date. Wild to me that this is something that is happening. And it's not like it shouldn't be happening. I don't believe that, because if they ripped the kid off and convinced him to go to the University of Florida because they were offering a pot of money that didn't exist, then he probably has the right to sue them. You might even win. But wild to me that in the age of litigation, in the age of suing people just to cause them problems, we now have a scenario, and it may not be the last one we see, where a rival player is suing a rival coach. Now, look, we were talking yesterday about Trevor Lawrence's contract, and Doug Peterson was like, oh, we just want to get the distraction behind us. And I made the point, Trevor Lawrence's deal is not a distraction for the Jaguars at OTAs. Like, no one there is not focused on football because you're thinking about Trev's deal. But believe you me, Billy Napier getting sued, he's thinking about that lawsuit. And he's probably thinking about that lawsuit when he needs to be thinking about other stuff, like how to find Florida some wins. Because you know they ain't been doing that. The complaint was filed in Pensacola. Details a number of counts alleging Napier, Hathcock, and others fraudulently inducing Rashada, the highly regarded at the time high school quarterback, to attend Florida with no intention on following through on their financial purposes. Specifically, the lawsuit claims the misrepresentation and inducement, aiding and abetting fraud, and a civil conspiracy to commit fraud. He's basically saying the guys wouldn't have been able to pull off this fraud without talking to each other about the fraud.
Huh.
That is, I think, part of the lawsuit that can get a lot of these people involved into trouble. If it's found through discovery or other means
that they conspired,
that Billy Napier, this guy Hathcock, and this other assistant coach over at Florida were all talking to each other about what they promised Rashada that they weren't going to deliver on.
Well,
that's nail in the coffin stuff.
Well, and it depends, because if Billy Napier's like, hey, you said that we would have this money for this, that's discussing it right now. And then he says, hey, but you don't have it? We don't have it? What do you mean? That's already a discussion.
Doesn't sound like that's what it was, though.
It sounded like more nefarious.
Based on the allegations, yeah. And by the way, Rashada has hired well-known Houston area attorney Rusty Hardin. You remember that name?
Why do I know that name?
You know the name because he represents basically any athlete for everything. You know him from the Deshaun Watson stuff.
That's right. That's right.
But he's represented Roger Clemens.
Oh, that boy good.
He's represented Adrian Peterson.
Oh, none of them in jail. Yeah, that boy good for real. I wonder what he's charging an hour.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter because Rashada ain't paying it. It's going to be Napier in Florida who pays it.
Yeah, boy.
At the crux of the argument are actions of Billy Napier, Hathcock, and his company Velocity Automotive, as well as Castro Walker, convincing Rashada to ditch a Miami deal that would have paid him $9.5 million to play quarterback for the Hurricanes in order to go to Florida for the 13-5. It alleges that the employees over at Florida and boosters never backed off their pursuit, saying the money would be there the entire time. It also alleges Rashada's father was told he can get a job in the security industry during a recruiting visit.
Oh.
Now, direct contact with a recruit during on-campus visits by a booster is against the rules.
Oh, that's against the rules. What? All right.
Important to the story for this reason alone. It's a small example, and I'm sure there will be much bigger ones. It's a small example of things that aren't technically really policed that well by the NCAA that will be brought to light because of this lawsuit. And so even if you're Billy Napier or Hathcock or Castro Walker and you're like, we didn't do what they're alleging, let's go to trial with this, you will be urged to settle because of little nuggets like this. Because of little nuggets that show you are breaking the rules consistently, which is not good news for Billy Napier or Florida. Or their booster club, their NIL collective. To sway Rashada's decision, they offered him almost $14 million, including a $500,000 signing bonus. It was supposed to come through Hathcock's Velocity Automotive Company. Here's the problem. He was trying to sell the company. And so for whatever reason, the finances can't look a certain way. He wanted the finances to look a certain way. Now, here's the other part of it. I don't know if what Hathcock was doing was illegal, but if there is shady business in those finances because he's trying to sell that company, it's going to come out in this suit. Another reason they'll rush to settle if that's the case. But the lawsuit claims that the trio never had any intention of making any payments.
That might just be a bit of a... No, they never had any intentions. They may have, I don't know. This is a lawsuit being filed, so they have to make the charges not be lies, but they got to make sure it looks as
that's the
bad
point.
As possible.
If they're lying and they bring it in the lawsuit, they will serve a penalty for that.
Well, yeah, but I mean.
So if they are alleging something, there has to be a reason for it. They may have evidence already. They may have the text messages.
Or it could just be a part of how they interpreted it. It could be a part of this is what you do when you file a lawsuit like this. This is still fairly new for NIL. You know, this is one of those maybe unintended consequences. So this is really interesting to see how it's going to play out.
You think it's a little innocent here?
No. I don't think it's innocent, Aaron. I don't think it's innocent.
It sounds like you think it was like a mistake. What Rusty Hardin is saying is that the collective never had the money in the first place.
Okay, that could be true.
That they were promising this, making all these promises to this kid, taking him away from a $9 million deal.
And they should pay for that if that's true.
And they didn't have the money in the first place.
And maybe they should pay for it even if it's not true. I mean, I don't know what the penalty should be when you just don't pay up and the person clearly missed out on a deal that was in stone. So
The only payment that was made, they gave Rashada $150,000 so he could pay back John Ruiz, who's a booster in Miami, who kind of put a little deposit down on Rashada for that $9 million deal.
Oh, wow.
So they paid that guy back to get him off Rashada's back. And then that's where the payment stopped. It all came to a head on December 21st. It was the first day of the early signing period. Napier allegedly personally vouched to Rashada that the Florida alumni were good on their promise that Jaden would receive $1 million if he signed with UF on National Signing Day. It's an interesting part to NIL. Not just we'll pay you to play here. If you sign on National Signing Day, we're throwing $1 million at, we'll throw $1 million at you.
Signing bonus.
I mean, significant. Harlan Rashada, his dad, later texted Zager. He said, Coach Napier said Hathcock's on a plane. He's going to wire $1 million. He wants the paperwork, and I'm sending it if you're good. Meanwhile, the allegations also claim that Castro Walker, who worked over at Florida, threatened Rashada if he didn't sign, that Napier may pull the scholarship offer if he didn't sign on National Signing Day. Thoughts?
Well, just that, okay, that line right there, I mean, I don't think that I don't think that part's unique. If there are certain players that there's only a finite amount of scholarships, if you don't sign on National Signing Day and I got somebody else lined up that might be just as good as you or might be just ranked a little bit beneath you, I'm going to have to pull your scholarship. It's not threatening you. It's just the way that this world works.
Here's the problem. We don't know the specific NCAA rules around NIL, who's allowed to say what to whom. Rusty Hardin told CBS Sports Napier never should have been making these promises, which at the time were also against NCAA rules.
Sounds like he knows then, if he's saying it.
Hardin says it's not a role Napier should have been involved in. He shouldn't have made those promises. He should have stayed out of the whole area, and he didn't. Less than a month after early signing day, Rashada asked for his release from his letter of intent with Florida. He ultimately decided on Arizona State, which is where his father went, where he wasn't promised any NIL, which may help in the lawsuit, by the way.
Yeah.
Because now you're showing a significant loss.
Yeah.
Started 3 games for Arizona State in his first season, won his debut as a true freshman, and then he transferred to Georgia this spring, which is where he currently goes to school.
Aaron, I think coaches around the nation, they exhaled when NIL became a thing because, we don't have to do it under the table. But I think they're back worried again because this can't be the only one. This might be the biggest amount. But how many kids you think have gotten kind of messed over since NIL has been a thing?
Probably a ton.
Boy.
Rashada told Kirby Smart over at Georgia of his intention to file the lawsuit. According to sources, Kirby gave his blessing.
Yeah.
And what's he going to do? Say no?
He
said, can't follow up on it?
Make sure that he has to attend a trial in October.
Of course.
November? When's Florida, Georgia?
November.
Yeah. Make sure that
end
his
of
trial
October.
dates,
I think it's end of October.
right there. Please.
So Castro Walker, who's named in the lawsuit, he no longer works for Florida. The school hasn't detailed why he no longer works there. You can imagine they wanted to get very far away from him when they saw some of
They
this.
need a fall guy.
The NCAA was actively investigating the case, which included interviews with relevant parties and Florida cooperating with the investigation, according to sources. That tells me they think Napier might be in the clear. Following the ruling in the Tennessee and Virginia versus NCAA suit, which barred the NCAA from enforcing NIL-related compensation rules, the organization's enforcement arm, the NCAA, backed off from this case. They're like, you know what? We're just going to let it settle out in the courts. They'll figure it out. We don't necessarily need to be in the mix. The lawsuit's claiming Rashada suffered the loss of his $9.5 million deal with Miami, and then other collective-sponsored NIL compensation. And then on top of that, they're seeking what they call punitive damages, which in the lawsuit world means extra money because you made me feel bad. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. This is a big deal to me in that how many more, like, looking at schools like Texas A&M, these big money schools that have boosters out the wazoo, Alabama, USC. Like, how much is it worth for them to distract another school's head coach with a lawsuit like this? I'm not saying this is what Rashada is doing, but imagine. Imagine if there was, because you can file a lawsuit against anyone for anything. If it's frivolous, it'll get tossed, and you may even end up paying the legal bills for the person you sued. But if you're a booster and you got a rival school that you want to really get under the skin of or distract, how much is that worth to you?
Sure.
You got to pay $1 million in legal fees? Like to get under the skin of a big-time coach? You want to chip away at Brian Kelly? Get under his skin a little bit?
Oh, I know he got some.
Go ahead and sue him. What's he going to do?
This might be a whole new arm of the law, of being a lawyer, studying NIL law.
Wild to me they're making deals for 13.5. Wild to me on the NIL top 100. A few of these other names are making what they're making. Where did I see Paige? Where's Paige Beckers? Because Paige is a great basketball player.
Yeah, she be cooking out there.
Out of UConn.
When her ACL stays intact.
$1 million a year for Paige Beckers.
Cooking.
Is she going to make that in the WNBA? Do they pay contracts that high?
Not in the WNBA, but she'll keep her advertisers.
Some of them.
She'll be one of the ones that keeps enough to where it's not a drop-off to where she's hurting.
Wild to me.
For sure.
There are high school kids getting paid more NIL than her.
Man, now that's the part where I'm just like, that's starting to get crazy. Did you hear about the meeting that they had? I think it was like the Georgia High School Association. They just had a meeting past handful of weeks about high school NIL and how's that supposed to work out and trying to figure out the framework.
You don't like that?
No. Hey, listen. At this point, floodgates are wide open.
Yeah, I'm into it. If you are making money, I should be making money too. If I'm the guy bringing you revenue, if I'm bringing the income, I should be getting some of that. Give me a little slice.
Just know you can get fired, kid. I don't care if you're 14 or not. Fired.
Okay, when you're dealing with money, I get it.
Go somewhere else. Go to a different high school.
You can end the investment. But if home games at my high school bring you $250,000 a game, I should get a little taste. Cut me off of $10,000 a game.
Clearly talking about Texas high school. $250,000. I'm just clearly a Texas high school.
I'm just saying, just throwing out numbers.
Yeah, that's not.
You're saying Creekside isn't doing those numbers.
Creekside. That's not.
Bartram Trail ain't doing those numbers. Douglas Anderson isn't having an art competition where they're making $250.
I'm like, hey, even with the down year I think they had last season, I need some of my NIL money.
You're laughing at $250 if you're a Bowls $250. That doesn't even cover a year's tuition at Bowls.
Bowls like, we gonna keep this. We'll send you a lesser bill. Yeah. How about that?
Oh, cool. 50% off at Bowls this year.
There we go.
Livy Dunn at $3.9 million.
Well,
it's a little insane.
I don't know, and I have no idea who she's pitching for. I have no idea what car dealership or product.
I was gonna say because she doesn't pitch at all. She's a gymnast, but now I understand.
Yeah, who's she the pitch woman for?
Good question. Because I haven't seen it. I'm not on the algorithm with the Livy Dunn advertisements. Does it say who she works for here?
I don't know.
Passes? Who's Passes? Never heard of them.
They should spend some more money then on marketing.
Oh, Livy Dunn's a Nautica ambassador.
That's my jam. Never mind.
I can get with Nautica.
Mind, I'm with her. Huh?
Pro Plan? Ever hear of them?
Sounds expensive. No.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, no.
Who knew she was a Nautica ambassador?
I didn't. I never see her in it.
Here's what they're really paying for. Followers on Instagram, 5 million. Followers on TikTok, 7.9 million.
So I'm trying to get the Aaron Schachter show up and running, man. Come on, man.
It shouldn't surprise you that in college gymnastics, she's ranked number 1 in NIL.
Oh, I thought you were going to stop at just number 1. Who's the number 1 gymnast? What they making?
I don't even think she's ranked in gymnastics.
Is she still gymnast?
Do they rank gymnastics?
I don't know if she's
Let's
still
ask Terry.
gymnasting.
Doesn't he talk about gymnastics?
Who does?
Terry.
I would have to get him on the phone.
Our lunchtime show.
So I don't know the number.
I thought he was a gymnastics guy, Florida gymnastics guy.
I'll ask him tomorrow.
Yeah, ask him if they rank gymnasts. Because if she's not ranked number 1, love to see what they're making.
We lost Solid Take Brian, by the way.
Sorry about that, Solid Take. I was dizzied by the Rashada story. Promise we'll get you in if you call back quickly. 904-362-9901. He's the only one, though, because we got to hit the road very soon. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, back in a couple of minutes on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 wants to pay your bills. We have 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000. All you have to do is enter the correct keyword at ESPN690.com to be eligible to win.
This is a nationwide contest. Message and data rates apply.
ESPN 690 Pays Your Bills is presented by Underwood Jewelers. 3 Jacksonville locations in San Marco, Ponte Vedra Beach, and Avondale. Weekdays at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2, and 5 p.m. Tune in to win from ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Spring has sprung, and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages, including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate, or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
This is the absolute worst time of year to be dealing with joint pain. You can't do the outdoor stuff that you love to do, whether it's exercising or just going to the beach and playing on the beach with the kids, the grandkids. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. Listen, don't go through the summer missing out on life. Call QC Kinetics now and find out how they can use biologics from your own body to give new life to those achy joints like your knees, your hips, your back, your shoulders. This is the future of medicine. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients around the country are living their best life this year because they made the call. They made the call to QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Revolutionary treatments for joint pain are here. 904-274-5522. Get a free consultation. 904-274-5522. Medical professionals are under the direction of Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup. He was an orthopedic surgeon who became a true pioneer for regenerative medicine. He knew there had to be a better way, and there is, by calling QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 904-274-5522 in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra Beach.
Investigative journalism. It's the difference between the Action News Jack style of news and everyone else's.
I'm Ben Becker. This scam is targeting residents on the South Side.
We investigate so you're crystal clear how a story impacts you.
I'm Emily Turner. Look at the fine print because you're still getting billed.
Because our reporters don't just tell you what happened. We break down how it affects you and your neighborhood, which is why people are putting their trust in us. Action News Jacks at 5 and 6. It's local coverage you can count on.
Hi, I'm Mike Lester, the founder of Talon Wealth and the host of the Guarding Your Nest Egg radio show. Like you, I love this country, and I'm very thankful for those that protect us along with our freedoms. That's why for active military and active first responders, if you decide to work with us, Talon Wealth isn't going to charge you any advisor fees. We're happy to explain all the details, but most importantly, thank you for your service.
Visit guardingyournestegg.com to find out more.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida License D056341.
Why Arlington Toyota? Because summer starts here. That's right. It's the Summer Starts Here sales event, and Arlington has a huge selection of new vehicles in stock in one location. And every new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty, unlimited time and miles. Plus, you get 60 days to love your new purchase or exchange it, and Arlington's Credit Helper program to help you get financed. There's even complimentary car wash with every service and so much more. Shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
If your body is starting to feel its age, it's time to fight back. BioTarget Regenerative Therapy targets pain at its source, rejuvenating your body's natural healing process. If you don't feel results after your first treatment, we'll refund the cost. It's our rapid results risk-free promise. End the creaks, crunches, and snaps in your joints. Call 904-92-REGEN. That's 904-92-REGEN to experience the transformative power of BioTarget for yourself. Targeted treatments, rapid recovery. Go biotarget.com for details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
You all right, man? Everything okay?
I don't know, man.
I thought you were going to pass out. You just had a sneeze fit.
That's crazy.
I get worried about you.
All that new phone smell.
Saying if you were to fall, it's hard to pick you up. You're a big guy.
Yeah, man.
Throw out my back, try to save the day. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. About to close it out. We were talking about Livy Dunn in the break because I was curious. She's making $3.9 million.
$3.9 million.
And I'm like, is she even ranked? Do they even rank gymnasts?
All right, what does she do?
Apparently they do. They rank gymnasts. I'll still need you to confirm for real when we get a chance if she's still in college or not. I'm unaware if she graduated. But I do have gymnast rankings from NCAA.com from January 2024, recent rankings. That LSU team, 5th in the nation. Okay. Granted, it's not first. It's not Oklahoma or Utah or Missouri or Alabama. But they're there, top 5. So Livy must be doing something right. Except she's not listed really anywhere in these rankings. It doesn't even look like she's LSU's 3rd best gymnast. Haley Bryant ranked number 1 for all around. Not Livy Dunn. Also great at the vault, by the way, Haley Bryant is. Shout out to Haley Bryant. Aaliyah Finnegan, she's up there. Shout out to Aaliyah Finnegan. She does the beam.
Balance beam.
Amari Drayton. She's up there for floor routine.
Oh, good for her.
None of them making $3.9 million a year. None of them named Livy Dunn. And by the way, the rich get richer because Livy Dunn romantically linked with super rookie phenom Paul Skeens, who just got called up to Pittsburgh to pitch a couple of weeks ago. They're calling him the next Jacob deGrom, which if you don't know baseball means he throws hard. But if you do know baseball means he's destined to pitch 2 games and then spend the rest of the year on the injured list. Sorry, I have a little bit of bitterness towards Jacob deGrom for his years of non-productivity on the Mets. I apologize. There are a lot of these stories today that I wanted to get to that we're just not going to have time for. I did see one that I wanted to bring up. It's Kobayashi retiring from competitive eating. You know Kobayashi?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
So my friend Jeff, who he's had on the show before, he's the guy who does the Your Team Stuff podcast.
Okay.
He did a documentary a few years back called Hungry. It's a documentary on competitive eating and showed at a bunch of film festivals. He got a couple of exclusive interviews with Kobayashi. And so we'll have Jeff on the show a little later this week to talk about Kobayashi, what he meant to the sport of competitive eating. But really, I want to dig in on the scandal. Because I know you think competitive eating, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, that kind of stuff is just silly games. But I'm telling you, there is a dark, seedy underside to this competitive eating story you are not going to believe. Conspiracy, intimidation, like mafia tactics. And we'll hear all about it a little later this week with Jeff Cerulli right here on the Aaron Schachter Show. As for the rest of us,
Livy Dunn has a 5th year of eligibility.
Why not? If I was making $3.9 million a year at LSU, I'd want a 6th, 7th, and 8th year as well. Keep it coming. Call me Van Wilder.
Okay.
You see that movie?
Yeah.
Did you know it's about the machine, Bert Kreischer?
No.
Yeah. True story.
I can see it, though.
Let's talk about it more after the show. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Done for the day. We'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. right here on ESPN 690. If you missed any of the show, find the podcast at ESPN690.com. Have a great night, guys.
Can you fly, Snyder-Man?
I wish.
Do you have super strength?
Above average for my age.
X-ray vision?
Nah.
Then what makes you a superhero?
Our
AC is out.
Duty calls, kids.
Snyderman saves the day with affordable preventative care plans that keep systems operating at peak efficiency all year long. Get your preferred customer plan at SnyderAC.com today.
You're my hero, Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With non-stop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust. Buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Rich Jones here. If you're an investor who's interested in doing well while doing good, getting solid returns on your investments while making a positive impact, consider investment funds with DLP Capital. Here's Don Winter, CEO of DLP Real Estate Capital, to tell you more.
With the current housing shortage in the U.S., investing in real estate, especially workforce housing, is one of the safest and most reliable places to invest. We invest in affordable housing for hardworking people and generate amazing returns for each of our investors.
To get your investor's guide and find out more, dial ** invest from your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, an avocado consultant from Jacksonville, Florida, meet Dave Ortega. Okay, Dave, here's your question. Your house is not bad in the morning, but by the afternoon, your AC can barely keep up, even with the curtains closed. What do you do?
Oh, can I buy a vowel?
Not that kind of show, Dave.
Can I spin the wheel?
Yeah, we don't even have a wheel, Dave.
Can I phone a friend? Oh, can I call Bueller?
That's right, Dave. Call Bueller Air and Plumbing to assess your home's airflow and sunlight patterns and let us optimize your air conditioning so that you are cool.
This is the happiest day of my life.
Well, you gotta get out more, Dave.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Now, your chance to win $1,000 as ESPN 690 wants to pay your bills. Sponsored by Underwood Jewelers, 3 Jacksonville locations in San Marco, Ponte Vedra Beach, and Avondale.
Enter the word BONUS, BONUS, at ESPN690.com by 15 past the hour.
Your next chance to win $1,000 and have ESPN 690 pay your bills happens tomorrow morning at 8. This is a nationwide contest. Message and data rates apply.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
I'm Doug Brown. The Celtics were the best regular season team in the NBA with 64 wins. The Pacers are the 6th seed. The Eastern Conference Finals start tonight in Boston. It's the first 1 versus 6 matchup since the Spurs and Rockets in